Cocked, locked, and ready to rock, and ready to rock, and ready to rock, and ready to rock. You can't show
Welcome back to another installment of Julian's Random Projects. That's right, it's an $800 Tesla that you can actually afford. But of course, after delivery fees and taxes and things like that, it's a bit more. Let me go over some of the basics. The battery pack. Typical battery packs for a Tesla come in 90 kilowatts, 60 kilowatts, and a kilowatt is 1,000 watts, so 60,000 watts on the low end. This particular Tesla, one of the reasons it's so cheap, only comes with 130 watt hours. Now you can upgrade to a premium battery, which is 50% more. It'll cost you another $60, which is what I did. Although in use, I found I'm not really using all that much range, and it lasts a long time. So if it doesn't bother you to plug it in when you get home, I would just save $60 and go with 130 watt hour. Now the car can also be outfitted with a car cover from the manufacturer, a spare battery if you choose, and a personalized license plate, which I've opted for. With all those options, you're pushing $800, not including another $100 for delivery. But is it worth it? I'd say so. It's the cheapest Tesla that you can get right now. I don't know if they're painting it at the factory or if it's impregnated in the plastic somehow and maybe put a clear coat over it, but compared to other vehicles in this class, this is a step up. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful finish. The battery's also really well engineered and just clicks in here. Comes with a nice handle. My guess is we're probably looking at a number of 18650 cells probably stacked up in here. On a future video, I'll tear this guy apart. I was looking at buying a second pack just to tear apart, but I mean, what's the worst that can happen? My main interest in popping open the 130 watt battery is to see if there's a void in here, if it's just that they fill it up with 18650s up to about the halfway point and the rest is air, because the package is identical between the two, because it's got to fit inside this receptacle and made up with that connector, which again, this is, I mean, engineers are taking the time to think about this stuff. That female connector is identical to this port that simulates the big boy port on a real Tesla. So one could be charging this one back at the house while the kid's out playing. One of the other nice features is this battery indicator. If you tap here, it'll actually show you how much power's left compared to like Power Wheels and the what's the other manufacturer? Dynacraft. That's right. I'm not sure if they're in cahoots with Power Wheels or if it's like an off-brand or something or a competitor, but there's like Power Wheels is the main one, which is what people call these cars. Some people call this the Tesla Power Wheel or a Power Wheel, Tesla, and it's like Q-tips and Band-Aids and things like that. But this particular one's made by Radio Flyer, and they've done an amazing job. They've clearly gotten the CAD drawings from Tesla Motor Company, and we're able to make this thing exact. I mean, it is like, dimension for dimension exactly the same. It's beautiful. If your kid's a beginner, you can set this thing to 1, or if they're a little bit older or they've gotten used to driving it, you can put it in ludicrous mode, which is equivalent to just pressing up on that thing and putting it on 2. My guess is schematically, which is the way that some of these other ride-on cars are doing it, is that the low position, or 1, is done with the motors. This one has a dual motor, just like its big brother. So it's a dual motored vehicle. And they run those in series on low and in parallel on 2. So the voltage is divided when they're in series. So a 12 volt pack will be running 6 volts per motor. And then when you flip it up to 2 or to the high mode or fast mode, then it runs 12 volts to both motors, and so you get that extra speed. Awesome little charge indicators. Like I said, there it is charging. And even a Tesla style charger, just to really drive home the fact that this thing is Tesla branded. The last thing I'll show you is the frunk. It does actually have a front trunk, so a kid can stick a bunch of toys and bags and things like that in here and take them to the park. It's pretty slick. I mean, it's clearly been engineered. It won't let you go forward while charging. And it's not something that they have to do or that other manufacturers do, but somebody's taken the time to think about it. So, and also the lights don't turn on unless it's recently had its accelerator pedal pressed. So it's got lights on and off, and it's got an aux cable input here, so you can just like a regular headphone connection here, and then a cute little, or a convenient little pouch underneath the steering wheel here to stow away an MP3 player or an iPod Touch or something. Thanks for checking out Julian's Random Projects. If you didn't know that the Tesla made a little kid's car, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more projects like this or some of the modifications that might happen to said Tesla Model S, or another type of Power Wheel. I bought a couple off Craigslist. Those things are cheap, man. You're finding people that got them for Christmas and then changed their minds. So they're on Craigslist for like 50 bucks. Grab those things. It's a lot cheaper than 800 bucks. You're gonna have a lot of fun. They're easy to modify. It's all low voltage stuff. No one's gonna die. If you want to see more mods like that, or interesting hacks and fun things, make sure you subscribe to Julian's Random Projects.
I'm hanging in, there ain't no doubt, and I'm hanging tough. Over and out, over and out.